Yo, what's up guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul the Tech Giant and welcome to the channel where this evening I'm going to be doing a gaming test between two amazing TVs, and those two TVs are a 65-inch Samsung Q800T, and this is an 8K display, and also a 65-inch LG C10 OLED. Now, the game that we're going to be using, if you haven't already guessed, is The Last of Us Part 2. And the console we're going to be testing out on is the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, don't worry if you're not a PlayStation fan, because I've also got an Xbox One X, and I will be doing some gaming tests between both of these two TVs with the Xbox One X in a few days time, so please keep an eye out for those videos to come. Now, the way that I'm going to be conducting this gaming test tonight is by running both TVs in their standard game mode settings, but I have just adjusted the Samsung's brightness ever so slightly to bring it down more in line with the QLED. This I don't feel is being unfair, because let's face it, most people are not going to play a game like this at max brightness in, a dark room really, and it's probably as well to its advantage due to the fact that it's probably going to have less chance of any blooming. But I will also be running a daytime test between these two TVs with some gaming where I bump up the brightness, and we can compare the two in some real bright room conditions. Now, just before we start this test, I want to just remind you guys about the giveaway that we are doing at the moment. In conjunction with the guys at box.co.uk, we are going to be giving away one of the Samsung Q60T soundbars and 4 runner-up prizes of a £25 Netflix voucher. So if you want to enter that giveaway, which ends on Friday the 7th of August 2020, then check out the link in the description and please read all those terms and conditions. Okie dokie, we are off with The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I do apologise in advance if I make you feel a bit motion sick, because I am panning between the two TVs. Now, I could put it on the wide angle lens, and I will do now and again, but it is sort of easier for me to focus on one at a time, as the lens is better in that sort of angle and it doesn't distort the image too much. So as I said, we have got up the top, we have the Samsung Q800T, which is the 8K TV, and the 4K LG C10 OLED at the bottom. Now, I do fully understand that you guys are not going to see the immediate benefits of an 8K TV on your screen at home, but what I will do is go in as close as possible just to see how sharp that image is, and we will compare it to the LG on the bottom. So I'll tell you what, if we actually just stop there for a second, mate, we'll do that right now actually. So if we go in close and say have a look at these bit like ivy in the background and the hair there, we go real close and see how sharp that is. Now I'm almost touching the camera on the screen there, and we'll move down to the OLED and do the same. I've got to say, I do hate the grain in this film. Now, I will admit that I personally think for sharpness that 8K one is doing a better job. It seems to be upscaling it really well. I mean, don't get me wrong, the OLED isn't sort of like really blurry or anything like that, but it just does have a little bit more sharpness on that 8K one. So let's have a look at this car, and down on the OLED. I mean, it's not a massive deal in it, but there is a slight benefit to that 8K sort of display there with those extra pixels. So it is doing a good job at the upscaling. So if we carry on there, mate. And what will be good to test out is some sort of darker environments and see about sort of that blooming, because I know that is sort of one of the downsides of the QLED TVs and one of the strong points of the OLEDs. So I'm going to just put it on the wide angle at the moment. I will put the lights on as well in a minute, so you guys can see what it's like in a slightly brighter environment. Again, I know it's not a perfect setup because one's closer to the lights than the other, but I'll try and move the camera around to adjust for that. So let's have a look at the viewing angles. So if I come around the side here on the QLED, and then move down to the OLED. And the OLED to me retains that sort of richness far more than the QLED does. Sorry if at some point I actually get QLED and OLED mixed up the wrong way round. It's an easy mistake to make. Yeah, definitely, you can see that there. It's just got a little bit more richness to it. It seems to get a bit more of a sort of whitey, wishy-washy look on the QLED. We see a little bit of blooming down there as well. So is that maybe a darker scene in there? Hopefully it is. Right, if we just stop there for a minute and sort of look into the corner where it's a bit more darker over to the right. So as we can see, we've got a little bit of blooming going on there. Now, the straighter on you sort of stand with these QLEDs, the better it does look. But the more you sort of go off axis, the more it seems to get worse. Now, let's just have a look at the OLED there. And yeah, that's where the sort of strength of the OLED comes in. I mean, it's not massively bad sort of thing, but it is noticeable. And yeah, the OLED is doing a better job. So if we carry on again. And my camera does emphasize the sort of blooming a little bit more probably on camera than it is in real life, but it is still there nonetheless. So what I'm going to do now is just to knock the lights on. I know a lot of you guys say no one plays it with the lights on, but some people do, so I'm going to cover it. I know I do now and again. So like I said, at certain angles, as you can see, we're going to get the reflection there, but I'll do my best to move the camera around so we don't get those reflections. And we can see a massive sort of colour difference there. We've got a cooler tone on the OLED and a more warmer tone on the QLED. Personally, I quite like a cool tone to the images, but I know a lot of you guys don't like that, which is fair enough, fully understand that. So let's just move the camera up a little bit there. So the light now is not affecting either of those displays there. Just going a little bit closer, it's on the wide angle lens. So QLED there again, and yeah, both doing a very good job. Now let me just actually show you guys the lights here a moment. Now these lights, trust me, are really bright. When my camera is adjusting to them at the moment, but they are blinding. So both TVs are doing a very good job there at the moment. I mean, people say that OLEDs aren't very bright. But personally, in this environment, with those lights on up there like that, I would not have any problems at all in playing on this TV at all. Looks perfectly fine to me. Now, I don't know if I could be able to see any of the reflections if I come down low enough. No, probably not. A little bit of the lights there. Probably best running that test in the daytime with the windows there, seeing what the reflections are like. But let's just have a look from the side there, see if much has changed. Now we've got those lights on, so we can see a bit reflecting from the window. If we move down there, similar thing on the OLED as well. Slightly better, I'd say, on the Samsung. So let's go a little bit further back and have a look at the two just there. And please let me know what you think in the comments section. I love to always hear your comments and thoughts, and if you've got any suggestions as well for the channel, any other games or anything like that, or ways that you'd like for me to test out these two TVs, be it settings or something like that, then please leave a comment in the comments section. But one thing I would say is please keep it respectful. I've had loads of abuse in the past when it comes to gaming videos. Don't know why, it always seems to be gaming videos brings out the worst in people. But anyone who's not very nice, then simply I just ban them off, as you know, I don't like to see a few people bring down the rest of the gaming community, because overall most of you gamers out there are decent people, and you know, I love for you guys to interact with me in the comment section in a positive way. But yeah, motion wise, I've got to hand it to the Samsung. Again, these things probably can be ironed out in the settings, but as it is at the box, I would say the Samsung is doing a better job with the motion. Slight sort of bit of stutter to the OLED there. So let's knock these lights back off again then. Have one final look at those two images just there. And there we go. So yeah, once again, you can see like the difference in the grass. If we just look at that grass there a minute, yeah, different sort of tones going on there. Sort of more, it's a little bit more washed out. Sort of the tones of the green on the OLED compared to the QLED up the top. Again, this may be sorted with just adjusting the picture settings. Let me just slightly adjust my camera here. I don't want to darken up too much. There we go. I think I might have darkened it a little bit too much there, but there you go. Anyway, I think we'll wrap that up just there, and yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed this test. Well, there you have it then, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy that video today, and if you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you have not already subscribed, then please think about subscribing for more of the same in the future, including a daytime test between these two TVs with the PlayStation 4 Pro and some testing with the Xbox One X. Now, if you do subscribe to the channel, then again, I would really appreciate if you hit that bell icon, because otherwise you will not be notified of my latest uploads. So, thanks very much for joining me today, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on next one. Bye for now.